Welcome back to English Learner Classes. We are really glad you decided to join us today.
And today we are tackling one of the most asked about topics in English grammar, active voice and passive voice. So many learners find this confusing, and honestly, that makes complete sense, because even some advanced learners get it wrong.
But by the end of this lesson, you are going to understand the difference clearly. You are going to know when to use each one, how to form them correctly, what mistakes to avoid, and how to sound natural when you speak and write in English.
Let us start from the very beginning. What is a sentence made of? Every sentence in English has at least two things, a subject and a verb. The subject is who or what the sentence is about. The verb is the action.
For example, the dog bit the man. The subject is the dog. The verb is bit. The dog is doing the action. This is active voice. The subject is doing something.
Now watch what happens when we flip it. The man was bitten by the dog. Now the subject is the man, but the man is not doing anything. The man is receiving the action. This is passive voice. The subject is not doing. The subject is being affected by something.
That is the core difference. In active voice, the subject does the action. In passive voice, the subject receives the action. Simple idea, but the confusion starts when learners try to form these sentences correctly and decide which one to use.
So let us go deeper. How do you form the passive voice? The formula is very clear. You take the verb to be in the correct tense, and then you add the past participle of the main verb.
Let's break that down. The past participle. What is that? For regular verbs, it's the ed form. Cook becomes cooked. Clean becomes cleaned. Fix becomes fixed. For irregular verbs, you need to learn them. Write becomes written. Eat becomes eaten. Break becomes broken. See becomes seen.
So the passive formula is be plus past participle. The tense of be changes depending on when the action happens. Let us go through the most important tenses one by one, because this is where a lot of learners make mistakes.
Present simple active. She cleans the house. Present simple passive. The house is cleaned. The verb is present simple of be, and cleaned is the past participle.
Past simple active. She cleaned the house. Past simple passive. The house was cleaned. The verb was is past simple of be.
Present continuous active. She is cleaning the house. Present continuous passive. The house is being cleaned. This one confuses many learners. Two forms of be together. Is being. That is correct.
Past continuous active. She was cleaning the house. Past continuous passive. The house was being cleaned. Again, two forms of be together. Was being. Learners often forget the being part and just say was cleaned, which actually becomes past simple passive, a different meaning.
Present perfect active. She has cleaned the house. Present perfect passive. The house has been cleaned. Has been cleaned. This one also trips people up.
Past perfect active. She had cleaned the house. Past perfect passive. The house had been cleaned. Had been cleaned.
Future simple active. She will clean the house. Future simple passive. The house will be cleaned. Will be cleaned.
Now here's where learners start making the most mistakes. Let us go through the common errors one by one.
Mistake number 1. Forgetting the verb be. Many learners say, the house cleaned yesterday. That is wrong. You must include the correct form of be. The correct sentence is, the house was cleaned yesterday.
The verb be is not optional in passive voice. It is the essential part of the structure. Without it, the sentence is broken.
Mistake number 2. Using the wrong form of the past participle. Some learners use the simple past form instead of the past participle. For regular verbs, these look the same. Cleaned, fixed, opened, but for irregular verbs, they are different.
For example, the verb write. Simple past is wrote. Past participle is written. A learner might say, the letter was wrote by her. That is wrong. The correct sentence is, the letter was written by her. Wrote is simple past, written is past participle. Only the past participle goes into passive voice.
More examples of this mistake. The cake was ate. Wrong. Should be, the cake was eaten. The window was broke. Wrong. Should be, the window was broken. The song was sang. Wrong. Should be, the song was sung.
This is why knowing your irregular verbs is so important. Past participles are used in passive voice, in present perfect, and in past perfect. They come up constantly.
Mistake number 3. Confusion with by. When you want to say who did the action in a passive sentence, you use by. The letter was written by her. The cake was made by my mother. The window was broken by a ball.
But here is the confusion. By is not always needed. In fact, in many passive sentences, we leave out the agent, the person who did the action, completely. And that is often the whole point of using passive voice.
For example, my phone was stolen. You do not say who stole it because you do not know. The road is being repaired. You do not say who is repairing it because it is not important. English is spoken all over the world. You do not need to say who speaks it.
This is actually one of the main reasons we use passive voice, when the agent is unknown, unimportant, or obvious. This confuses learners who think passive voice always needs by someone at the end. It does not.
Mistake number 4. Overusing passive voice when active voice is more natural. This is very common among intermediate learners who have just learned passive voice and start using it everywhere.
In everyday spoken English, active voice is much more natural and direct. Passive voice is used in specific situations: formal writing, news reports, scientific writing, when the agent is unknown or when you want to focus on the result rather than the person doing it.
For example, saying, "The car was driven by me to the shop," is grammatically correct, but very unnatural. The natural sentence is, "I drove the car to the shop." Simple, clear, direct. Active voice.
But saying the suspect was arrested last night is very natural in a news report because we are focusing on what happened to the suspect, not on who did the arresting.
So the rule of thumb is, if you know who is doing the action, and it is important, use active voice. If the action or the result is more important than who did it, use passive voice.
Mistake number 5, forgetting to change the object into the subject when forming passive voice. This is a structural mistake that breaks the sentence completely.
Let us look at this carefully. In active voice, the chef cooked the meal. The subject is the chef. The object is the meal. To make this passive, the object, the meal, becomes the new subject. The meal was cooked by the chef.
Many learners try to keep the original subject and just add be and say something like, "The chef was cooked the meal." That is completely wrong. The subject must change. The object moves to the front and becomes the subject.
Think of it like moving furniture. The object swaps places with the subject. The subject either goes to the end with by or disappears completely.
Mistake number 6, confusion between state verbs and action verbs in passive. Not all verbs can be used in passive voice naturally. Verbs that describe states rather than actions are usually not used passively.
For example, she has a car. You cannot say, "A car is had by her." That sounds completely wrong. He knows the answer. You cannot say, "The answer is known by him." Well, technically it exists, but it sounds very unusual and unnatural.
State verbs like have, know, like, love, want, need, seem, appear, these are rarely used in passive voice. Passive voice works best with action verbs: make, write, build, open, break, cook, send, teach.
Now, let us talk about when to use active voice and when to use passive voice, because choosing the right one is just as important as forming it correctly.
Use active voice when you want to be clear and direct, when you know who is doing the action and it matters. My teacher explained the lesson clearly. The company launched a new product. She finished the report on time.
Use active voice when the person doing the action is unknown. My wallet was stolen on the bus. You do not know who stole it. Use passive when the person doing the action is obvious or not important. Rice is grown in many parts of Asia. Everyone knows it is grown by farmers. You do not need to say that.
Use passive in formal or academic writing to sound objective. The experiment was conducted over 3 months. The data was analyzed carefully. This is very common in scientific and academic English.
Use passive when you want to focus on the result. The bridge was built in 1985. The focus is on the bridge and when it was built, not on who built it.
And use passive sometimes to avoid blame or responsibility, which is common in formal and diplomatic language. Mistakes were made. Nobody says who made the mistakes. The decision was taken. Nobody says who took the decision.
Now let us practice. We will say some active sentences and turn them into passive. Ready?
Active, someone broke the window. Passive, the window was broken. We do not know who broke it, so we leave out by someone.
Active, the company is building a new office. Passive, a new office is being built by the company.
Active, they have already sent the package. Passive, the package has already been sent.
Active, my mother made this cake. Passive, this cake was made by my mother.
Active, millions of people speak Spanish. Passive, Spanish is spoken by millions of people.
Great practice. Now, let us talk about a few things that help you remember all of this more easily.
First, always identify the object in the active sentence. That object becomes the subject of the passive sentence. That is your starting point every time.
Second, choose the right tense of be. Match it to the tense of the original active sentence. If the active is past simple, use was or were. If the active is present perfect, use has been or have been.
Third, always use the past participle of the main verb. Not the simple past, not the base form. The past participle. That is non-negotiable in passive voice.
Fourth, decide if you need by at the end. Ask yourself, is the agent important? Is it known? If yes, include by. If no, leave it out.
Fifth, read your sentence out loud. If it sounds awkward or too formal for what you are writing or saying, switch to active voice. Your ear is a very good guide.
Passive voice is not better than active voice. It is not more correct or more impressive. It is just a different tool. Good English users know when to use each one, and now you do too.
You have learned so much in this one lesson. What active and passive voice mean, how to form passive in every major tense, the most common mistakes and how to fix them, when to use each voice, and how to practice switching between them.
That is a lot to absorb, so go back and listen again if you need to. Take notes. Make your own example sentences. Practice turning active sentences into passive and back again. That switching exercise alone will build your confidence very quickly.
And remember, every grammar concept that feels confusing right now will feel natural with enough practice. You are doing the right thing by showing up and learning every day.
A huge and warm thank you to everyone watching English Learner classes today. Your commitment to improving your English inspires us every single day. We make these lessons for you, and we are so grateful you are here.
Don't forget to subscribe to English Learner classes for more easy and practical English lessons. Every lesson is designed to take something confusing and make it simple and clear.
Keep learning, keep improving, and we'll see you in the next lesson.